Hey guys, it's Destiny, and today we're going to be showing off Kafka as she is going to be receiving character buffs very soon in the upcoming version 3.4 update. And before we begin today's video, I would love to know which character you are personally the most excited for that is coming in version 3.4 or even version 3.5. Lastly, if you enjoy videos like these, do make sure to subscribe, leave a like to support the video, and now let's get straight into it. So we're just going to use our techniques and then get straight into the fight here. There's some Arcana, and with Robin, we are just going to use our skill. With Kafka, we are going to use her skill as well. And now one of the enemies is going to take a bit of damage from the Arcana there. And we actually have enough energy now to use Robin's ultimate, which we will be using this very shortly. Now we can advance forward with Robin, and Kafka having now 2 follow-up attacks that she could take advantage of is very useful just for being able to deal more toughness reduction and of course just being able to deal a bit more damage as well. Now with Huohuo, we can use her skill. Gonna use her ultimate right here, and then with Black Swan, I'm just going to use her basic attack and follow up here with her ultimate. And Kafka's follow-up did a nice amount of damage right there. So now with Kafka, once again, I can use her ultimate right here. We have a setup where she can actually get very frequent ultimates with the build we currently have on her, which I'll be showing this off later into the video, but we're going to be able to now attack this robot primarily as we were able to defeat the other robot as well as the fish. So now what we're going to do with Black Swan here is basic attack. Kafka is going to be able to use her follow-up and get enough energy to use her ultimate here, and boom, there we go. Now we're on to the next wave, which we are just going to be prioritizing building up more Arcana on these enemies, just dealing a bunch of damage over time as well. So he did hit Kafka there, which is a little annoying, but you know what? It's fine. We can deal with this. So with Huohuo, what we're going to do is use her basic attack. Kafka's going to come in with the follow-up, and now with Black Swan, we are going to also use her skill right here just to inflict a defense reduction onto enemies. And I accidentally clicked Kafka's ultimate a little late there. I meant to click it before Robin went outside of her ultimate, but it's fine. We're about to get Robin's ultimate once again, and there we go. And now with Kafka, I could just skill. We could advance everyone forward with Robin. And now what we could do with Huohuo is just replenish her skill. Now with Black Swan, we're just going to basic attack and now follow up here with her ultimate. We're also going to use Kafka's ultimate since it is available. And we're also going to follow up here with Huohuo's ultimate as well. So we're stacking quite a bit of Arcana here, which is great. And now with Kafka, once again, another skill, boom, and boom once again from the Arcana. And now we are going to get hit a bit here. Oh, we are so close to getting Kafka's ultimate, and they took away Black Swan. But it's fine, we can get her back very quickly here. So we could just use Kafka's ultimate, and boom! We're just going to basic attack here since we ran out of skill points, but it is fine. What we could do now with Huohuo is just basic attack. Kafka's going to come in with her follow-up, and as you guys can see, Kafka's able to use pretty frequent follow-up attacks now. And now with Black Swan, we could just basic attack. With Kafka, we are going to use her ultimate, and boom. And now with Robin here, we could just basic attack, and I am going to advance forward the entire team. Now with Huohuo, we could skill. With Kafka, another skill, and we're getting really close to being able to defeat these enemies here. And we've only used up a cycle so far, which is pretty good in my opinion. So now with Black Swan, another ultimate just to deal a bit more damage and also get that follow-up attack from Kafka, which now results in her getting enough energy for her ultimate. And now with Huohuo, of course, we can just use her ultimate as well, just to get more energy and attack for the team. The Arcana was able to kill that other robot, and now we should be able to easily clear within the cycle here. Yeah, we're at 6%, which is great. So we should have no problems clearing, and now we can just once again use Kafka's ultimate. We are spamming her ultimate so much throughout the showcase, and there we go. We were able to clear that in 2 cycles. I definitely think the potential for a 1 cycle is very much possible as well. But now let's take a look at the builds for today's video. So starting off with our builds, here we have Black Swan, which she does have a nice amount of speed, but of course you can go lower than this. I would try to aim for the 134 range or above. And then for her attack, she has a nice amount of attack. For her effect hit rate, we have a nice amount as well. We are trying to aim for that 120%. And then she also has a wind orb. For her light cone, she does have her signature, but you can absolutely use alternative options as well. For her traces, they're maxed out. For her relics, we are using the new planar set that is coming out very soon. That is a pretty good set when it comes to damage over time characters. Also are using Prisoner in Deep Confinement. For her Eidolons, she's completely E0. I've not activated any of these. Now for Kafka, she has a high speed build, a nice amount of attack, and then also she has 85% effect hit rate. I would try to aim for 75%, which I'll go over this in a moment here. We also have a lightning orb. And the reason I mentioned to try to get 75% effect hit rate or more is because whenever an ally has 75% effect hit rate or more in the party, Kafka will actually increase their attack by 100%. And this does also apply to her. So if you are able to achieve 75% effect hit rate on Kafka, this will be pretty nice as she will be able to increase her own attack by 100%, but this also benefits Black Swan, as Black Swan will have over 75% as well. So Kafka is going to be able to provide this very nice supportive boost right here. For the light cone, we are actually using before the tutorial mission begins. Now we are using quite a different build now on Kafka that her kit has been changed. We're using more of a supportive build, but as you guys saw, she was still able to deal a nice amount of damage overall and assist with detonating the damage over time that was inflicted onto enemies. Now, what's really nice about this light cone in particular, especially if you have Black Swan on your team, you will be able to take advantage of that additional energy gain when the wearer attacks defense reduced enemies. This light cone will also increase your effect hit rate, which we do want to aim for that 75% effect hit rate on Kafka here. And what's really nice is that Black Swan herself, with her skill here, will be able to reduce enemies' defenses for 3 turns. So this will be very useful for being able to get that additional bit of energy from this light cone here for Kafka, which makes this a very nice option for her, and this is also a completely free-to-play option you can go with. For her traces, they are maxed out. For her relics, we are now using Lushaka and Eagle of Twilight line. When it comes to the Eagle set, we are using this as this will allow Kafka now to advance herself forward after she uses her ultimate, which as you guys saw, we were getting very frequent ultimates with our setup. The light cone we have equipped, of course, is helping out with this, and also the Lushaka set is helping out as well. We have Lushaka equipped and Black Swan in the first slot of the party just so we can increase her attack even further. And then, of course, Lushaka is also going to be providing us that additional energy regen, and we also have an energy regen rope here on Kafka as well, just to be able to take advantage of those very frequent ultimates. We have a lightning damage orb. For the boots, we have speed boots. For the body piece, we have attack, but if you don't have enough effect hit rate or you are using a light cone that doesn't really give you effect hit rate, you might want to consider using an effect hit rate body instead. I'm using attack since I was able to get enough effect hit rate onto Kafka, especially with the use of before the tutorial mission begins. So because of that, we have enough effect hit rate, so I wanted to go with an attack body instead. And for the main goal, we mainly just have speed, attack, and then effect hit rate in our substats for the most part. For her Eidolons, completely E0. I've not activated any of these. We have Robin here, and here are her stats. For Robin, she does have her signature, but not to worry. If you do not have this light cone, you can absolutely use the free-to-play option for Tomorrow's Journey. For Robin's traces, they're maxed out. For her relics, we're using Sprightly Vonwag, Prisoner in Deep Confinement 2-piece, and then Musketeer of Wildwheat 2-piece just to give her more attack. For her Eidolons, she's completely E0. I've not activated any of these, as you guys can see. Now, for Huohuo, here she is. She is using the Shared Feeling light cone, so whenever she uses her skill, she will be able to regenerate additional energy for all allies. Her traces are maxed out. For her relics, we're using Lushaka and then Passerby of Wandering Cloud. And then for her Eidolons, she is completely E0. I've not activated any of these, as you guys can see. And when it comes to Kafka's changes overall, I do feel like she had some pretty nice changes, and I'm very excited to see the next damage over time character, how they may potentially amplify the damage over time playstyle even further. And if we take a quick look here are some of the changes that Kafka has, which her skill can cause damage over time on all attack targets to immediately produce 1 instance of damage. Her follow-up attacks trigger count increased. As you guys saw, she was able to use 2 follow-up attacks instead of only 1 now, and the follow-up attack can also cause damage over time on enemies to immediately trigger an instance of damage. and she can also increase all allies' attack. For her skill, it's now showing us that any adjacent targets will also have the damage over time inflicted onto them detonated as well. 75% for the designated enemy, while it is 50% for any adjacent enemy, which is a pretty nice change to her skill right here, just for more damage output. For her ultimate's change, it now mentions that damage over time can additionally deal 1 instance of damage without needing to unlock her trace, which more than likely they ended up changing one of her traces. Yep, there we go. They completely changed the torture trace to now be that whenever an ally's effect hit rate is 75% or higher, Kafka will increase that ally's attack by 100%. So this is a pretty nice change overall, a very support-like change also, to be able to increase an ally's attack by 100%. Before, an ally had to use a basic attack on an enemy, but now it mentions that after Kafka's teammate uses an attack rather than a basic attack, Kafka will immediately launch a follow-up attack onto the primary target. So now you can end up using a skill, you can use your ultimate. As long as Kafka's teammate's skill or ultimate is hitting the enemy, then Kafka will be able to launch a follow-up attack onto them. And also her follow-up attack can now be triggered up to 2 times, with 1 use regenerated at the end of Kafka's turn. And then now for Thorns, they also changed this as well, which after using her ultimate, Talon's follow-up attack can be triggered 1 more time, and the follow-up attack can cause all damage over time debuffs target is currently under to immediately produce damage equal to 80% of the original damage. So what's really nice about this, especially with the build we have where we're able to get our ultimate as frequently as we do, now whenever Kafka uses her ultimate, we'll also be able to get another usage of her follow-up attack. And especially with how fast she is and the fact that she does have the eagle set, she'll also be able to quickly regenerate the use of her follow-up attack whenever it's the end of her turn as well. So because of that, we will be able to take advantage of frequent follow-up attacks, which is awesome. Now for her Eidolon changes. Previously, it was when the talent triggers a follow-up attack, but now it is when using an attack, there's a 100% base chance to cause the target to take 30% more damage over time for 2 turns. Now it is not limited to the follow-up attack, but just any attack. Now for her E2, before it used to be that damage over time dealt by all allies will increase by 25%, but now it is 33%. I would say overall, Kafka has had some pretty nice changes. She's now able to use her follow-up attacks more frequently. She can also increase allies' attack, which is huge when it comes to her giving some supportive capabilities as well, alongside the damage over time capabilities she has. This makes me pretty excited to see the potential of damage over time, especially once we get our next damage over time character. And once we do, I'll definitely be showcasing that as well, but I'd love to know what you guys think about Kafka's changes, if you think they were good changes. Do you plan to play the playstyle more often now that Kafka is getting a pretty nice buff to her kit? I'd love to know all of your thoughts, and lastly, if you did enjoy this video, do make sure to subscribe, leave a like to support the video, and I hope to see you all next time. Peace.